Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon, good morning and good evening to all the participants across the world. First of all, I would like to thank all the participants for joining the IEEE Young Professionals Climate Action Summit, with the theme for today is Igniting Change, Inspiring Action for Greener Tomorrow. This summit is organized by IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia in collaboration with the Space, Science and Engineering Research Group, University Technology Mara, Pasir Gudang Campus, Malaysia. Hi, I'm Dr. Mardiati Muhammad Yunus from Department of Medical Diagnostic, Faculty of Health Sciences, University Selangor, UNICEL. My research expertise is more on the application of machine learning in medical imaging, or also known as radiomics. And I'll be your MC for today. For your information, this summit is live on IEEE Young Professional Malaysia Facebook and YouTube channel, and also LinkedIn. Dear participants, please share your name, institution or organization, location, and current time zone in the chat box so we know where you are from. Also, don't forget to share your professional social network account such as LinkedIn for networking purposes. For your information, at the end of each talk, we will open for a Q&A session. So if you have any questions regarding the discussed topic, you can type your question in the chat box. Before we begin our next agenda for today, I would like to invite Ustad Muhammad Fahmi Muhammad Yusuf to lead the recitation of dua and tilawah Al-Quran recitation. Please welcome Ustad Muhammad Fahmi Muhammad Yusuf.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Al-Fatihah. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. O Allah, you are the one who belongs to the kingdom of the heaven and the earth and all between them. O Allah, we are very grateful for your permission and grace to be able to gather in the IEEE Young Professionals Climate Action Summit. O Allah, who belongs all the praises, give us fluent oral and lingual inciting your names, concentrated hearts to be grateful on your gift, and body that easy and light to worship you. O Munzila Rahmat, wa ya Fatihal Barakat, we ask your forgiveness and spread your blessing onto us, our parents, families, and children, teachers, students, and all our friends. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana haza jam'an marhuma wa tafarraquna min ba'dihi tafarruqan ma'suma wa la taj'alillahumma fina wa la ma'ana wa la man yatba'una shaqiyya wa la matruda wa la mahruma. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ladies and gentlemen, let's continue for recitation Surah Al-Kahfi from verses 1 until 10. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahilladzi anzala ala abdihil kitaba wa lam yaj'al lahu 'iwaja قيما لينذر بأسا شديدا من لدنه ويبشر المؤمنين الذين يعملون الصالحات أن لهم أجرا حسنا ماكثين فيه أبدا وينذر الذين قالوا اتخذ الله ولدا ما لهم به من علم ولا لآبائهم كبرت كلمة تخرج من أفواههم إن يقولون إلا كذبا فلعلك باقع نفسك على آثارهم إن لم يؤمنوا بهذا الحديث أسفا إنا جعلنا ما على الأرض زينة لها لنبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا وإنا لجاعلون ما عليها صعيدا جرزا أم حسبت أن أصحاب الكهف والرقيم كانوا من آياتنا عجبا إذ أوى الفتية إلى الكهف فقالوا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا صدق الله العظيم. Thank you.
Sadaqallahul Azim. Thank you, Ustaz Muhammad Fahmi, Muhammad Yusuf, for the wonderful recitation. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to take your knowledge to the next level? Then let me introduce you to the objective of today's summit. So this summit aims at number one, to provide participants with the latest technical knowledge on the upcoming technology for humanity related to the climate change. Number two, to empower young professionals and scientific leaders to explore and discuss the critical interplay between power energy system and climate change. Then number three, to provide participants with opportunity to expand their global network through the world's largest professional organization. So get ready to discover how IEEE membership can help you grow your career, connect with the global professionals, and access exclusive resources. Ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to introduce Yang Berusaha, T.S. Dr. Noropidah Bujal from Polytechnic Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Polisas Pahang for our program chair speech. Before she deliver her speech, let me introduce her a little bit. Dr. Noropidah is a professional technologist and lecturer at the Electrical Engineering Department, Sultan Ahmad Shah Polytechnic Pahang, Malaysia. She holds a Master in Electrical Engineering from University Technical Malaysia Melaka, UTEM. She received her PhD in Electrical Engineering, Power System, UTEM. Dr. Noropidah holds a professional certificate in solar energy and energy efficiency from University Malaya and Malaysian Green Technology and Climate Change Corporation. Her primary research interests include electrical power system optimization and photovoltaic distributed generation. Please welcome Yang Berusaha T.S. Dr. Noropidah Bujal to deliver her opening speech.
Okay, thank you to Dr. Madiati for the introduction. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Okay, I warmly welcome you to the IEEE Young Professional Climate Action Summit. Okay, we have gathered virtually from across the globe united as young professionals committed to addressing the urgent challenge of climate change. We received more than 470 registered participants for this summit, and this is a good news showing awareness and commitment of young professionals towards addressing the matter. And for a wider reach out, we have decided to broadcast the summit live on our YouTube channel. Throughout the summit, we will be privileged to hear insight from distinguished speakers and actively participate in Q&A session. As a young leader in our own fields, we are positioned to drive positive change through collaboration and a shared commitment to the planet. Together, we can overcome obstacles and pave the way for a more sustainable world where all can thrive in harmony nature. Please take this opportunity to link with other young professionals and seek for potential collaboration. And thank you to our volunteers, committee members, and esteemed speakers for your commitment. And thank you all to participants for being with us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Yang Bersahat, yes, Dr. Noropida Bujal, for the opening speech and gracing us with your words of wisdom for this remarkable event. We will now resume to the next agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, let's proceed with today's IEEE Young Professional Climate Action Summit. If you have any question during the session, please use the chat box. We'll read the question at the end of the session. Now, it is our utmost pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Professor IR Dr. Hazli Mokhlis. A bit on his background, Professor IR Dr. Hazli Mokhlis is currently a professor at the Department of Electrical Engineering, University Malaya. He held several important positions and currently acts as a chairman of Cluster Innovative Industry and Sustainability Science at the university level. Dr. Hazli actively involved in research as a principal investigator, author, and co-author of more than 300 publications in international journals and proceedings in the area of power system and energy. Kindly receive Professor IR Dr. Hazli to deliver his speech. Please welcome, Prof.
Share screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Prof.
Boleh dengar ke Dr. Madiati?
Boleh?
Boleh?
Yes,
Alright. Okay.
Maybe you can click the full screen button at the bottom, yes. Alright.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you to the IEEE Young Professional for inviting me to share a little bit knowledge on the topic of the climate action area. So the title for my topic today is about the vital role of power system for empowering sustainability, climate action. So basically, I will talk about how power system can play a role in improving or empowering the sustainability and also how it can help in terms of climate action. So basically, this is the thought of my presentation today. Okay. So basically, this is the outline of the presentation. I will talk about the Sustainable Development Goal. Just to give a overview, what is SDG? Maybe some of you are aware about it. Maybe some of you are not aware about it. And then I will talk about the global warming that impacting the world currently. And also I will talk about the power system as an overview for those who are not familiar with power system area, and how power system will help in terms of mitigating the climate action. Then we'll talk about power system resilience and some potential research area that can be conducted, and we'll talk about some two research that has been conducted related to climate action. Okay, so as everyone aware, there are 17 sustainable development goal that has been set by United Nations, and each of these sustainable development goal, it has a targets and also indicators. So among the 17, the one that related to energy or power system is SDG 7 and also SDG 13. So SDG 7 is related to affordable and clean energy, where it is stated to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all. So under this SDG, there are 5 targets and 6 indicators. And for climate action, SDG 13, there are 5 target and 8 indicator. So it is to take urgent action to tackle climate change and its impact. Okay, if you look at the SDG 7, okay, we can see there is the target and also indicator. So basically, the target and indicator related to affordable, reliable and sustainable of modern energy for everyone. Okay, and SDG 13, it is on the urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. So if you look at the target and indicator, we'll see that it is related to climate action. For example, 13.2, integrate climate change measures into national policies, strategize and planning. So this one, clearly our government have done a good work, a good job where it has incorporated in the national policy related to climate change. For example, the energy transition. Okay, this is example of the SDG 13, SDG 13, and under in Malaysia, the SDG achievement is monitored under the Kementerian Ekonomi. So anyone, you can access the data easily, it's accessible to everyone. So this is example of the indicator related to total greenhouse gas emission per year. So we can see it is from 2015 to 2019. So we can see that the greenhouse gas emission seems not reducing a lot. So in fact, 2019 is increasing. So this is where the government monitoring the SDG achievement. So the source you can check in this website, the economy.gov.my. So everything is there if you want to look more detail about the SDG achievement in Malaysia. All right. So why the SDG is important? So as everyone aware, nowadays the world has become warmer and warmer. If you look at the data in terms of the temperature in the world, we can see that from the pre-industrial area, so this data showing the increment of the temperature. So we can see that from 1920 to 2020, we can see that there is a significant increment of the temperature in the world, and it almost reached 1.2 degrees Celsius. And when this happened, the global warming happened, the impact, one of the impact is in terms of the water cycle, whereby some of the area, it will have problem in terms of drought, whereas in other area, there will be a heavy rainfall. So because the distribution of the temperature is not equally nowadays, therefore certain area they have drought and certain area they have very heavy rainfall, up to it can happen a floods. So if from the prediction, from the research which has been done in terms of they predict what will happen if there is nothing changed in terms of the temperature. For example, if you look here, hot temperature extremes overland, from 1850 to 19,000, you can see that only one time it happened, the chances. But if the temperature increasing from 1 degree Celsius until 4 degrees Celsius, we can see that the changes most likely will happen close to 10 times. So this is very serious. matter. If you look at the heavy precipitation over land, this is like a snow. Yeah? So you can see that as the temperature rising, the chances it happen is more likely to happen. Yeah? And also ecological drought in drying region, okay, also increasing quite significantly. Now, if we aware that nowadays, yeah, this is some example of the natural hazard that happening around the world, not only in outside our country, but in Malaysia also. For example, on the left side down there, you can see a flood. This is a major flood that happened in Kelantan. Okay, and wildfire maybe in Malaysia not that much, but now also nowadays also we feel the heat. So I heard that in the north side, the grass become very hot and caught fire. Okay, and Malaysia also very well known with the lightning activities. Okay, so this is another example that happened in Hawaii. Okay, in Hawaii, you can see that um, before it happened and after it happened, you can see the impact is very huge. This is due to wildfire because of the jungle has been fired, and during this time, the wind blow is very high, so it's very easy to uh, move the fire, and you can see the impact is very huge in Hawaii. And if you look at the overall picture in the world, we can see that this data is 2019. We can see that a lot of disaster that happening in the world. And in general, it can be divided into geophysical events, meteorological events, hydrological, climatological, and so on. And if you look here, the lot of dot here, bubble here, the greater the size, it show the greater the impact. And we can see that for Malaysia, a lot of blue bubble here. So this is related to the hydrological like floods. So it happened around the world. Okay, this is in terms of Malaysia, especially in Malaysia, everyone aware it is more on the flood. So we can see that the data showing increment trend of flood, and it happened almost daily in certain area. And if you look at the Malaysia scenario, the data clearly show that the Malaysia also shown increment of the temperature. So you can see on the right side, left there, the temperature for Peninsula, Sabah and Sarawak from 1970 to 2020. So there's a significant increment. You can imagine in Peninsula, 1970, 26 degrees Celsius in average, but now it become 27.6. So there's a huge increment. So as a result, due to this temperature increment, you can see that the sea level also risen by 5 centimeter. So next, what is power system? So we have seen about what is happening around the world in terms of natural disaster due to climate change. Okay, so how it impact the power system? So before that, maybe I just like to share with you what is power system. So basically, power system is system to deliver the electricity from the generation station. So basically, it has generation zone, and then it is transmitted through the transmission line with different level of voltage depending how far is it, and then it step down to distribution zone to our houses, for example. So basically, this is the traditional flow of the electricity from generation towards the customer side. And nowadays, everyone aware that electricity is something which is needed everywhere. And the dependency on electricity energy is keep increasing. And as a result, there is a demand, high demand of electricity. And since we are still depending much on the conventional power generation, like based on the coal power plant, so the emission also still increasing. And this illustration just to show that nowadays every sectors are depending on electricity, and at the same time, the power plant also depending on certain sectors. For example, if you look here, like communication, Okay, so communication here, they need electricity, but the power plant also need a communication to operate. So there is a dependent, also interdependency. So it's very strong, strong dependency on electricity. That's why power system can play a role in terms of combating the climate change. And if you look at the growth of electricity demand, from the global perspective, we can see that global energy consumption by source is keep increasing, and part of it you can see the blue one, this is due to electricity. And if you look at the sector here, so when we say sector, it can be from industry, transportation, residential, all of the sector required more electricity. And if you look at the greenhouse gas emission by sector, we can see that from 1970 to 2020, the blue one here, you can see it is increasing. The emission is keep increasing. And if you look at more details in terms of the breakdown of the GHG emission, we can see clearly 82% here is due to electricity and heat. So the activity of generating electricity and heat, actually it is contributing to the global GHG emission from the world perspective. And it is the same in Malaysia. And if you look here, this is the system demand. Okay, this is demand and generation for Malaysia. This one you can get this data. This is open data, real-time data from GSO. Anyone can access this data. It's open. So we can see that if you look at the contribution of the coal power plant, the black one here, it is still very significant. Almost half of the power generated come from the coal, the black one here, and this is the blue from the gas. And the solar, the yellow one, okay, not much, still low, but we have hydro. And you can imagine that whenever we are producing electricity from the coal, and it will produce at the same time the CO2, carbon emission. Okay, carbon emission. And we can imagine that 1 kilowatt hour of electricity based on coal, will produce 0.694 kilogram of CO2. But this data is depending on the technology of the power plant. If it is more effective, maybe it's less. But if you look at the grid emission factor, this is from the Suruhanjaya Tenaga, Peninsula Sabah Sarawak, you can see that for gigawatt hour, this is the factor that we will consider. So you can imagine that half of this from the coal, so we can imagine how much is the coal has been released, CO2 released to the air due to these activities. Therefore, power system as a whole, it has an important role to reduce this CO2, maybe through the renewable energy, for example. So what is the action that need to be taken? Number one is Malaysia has a lot of policies and action plan. For example, Malaysia National Energy Policy 2022 to 2040, National Energy Transition Roadmap. So the policy is there, the roadmap is there. So if you look at the details here, you can see that the energy transition level, there's 6, and there is a very clear flagship projects that will be taken in order to reach to this energy transition. Okay. So what is the action that we can do from the perspective of power system? Of course, all the sectors need to play their roles in terms of minimizing the emission. So from the perspective of power system, we can see we need to have action. So some of the action is like to integrate more renewable energy, okay, to have a microgrid, a smart grid technology, and also improving the power grid to make it more resilient. Especially in Malaysia, it is we have a problem with the flood. So during the flood, the substation will be flooded. All right. So if we look at the renewable energy perspective, we can see that around the world, if you look at here, the red one here, and the renewable energy share in terms of producing electricity is keep increasing, which is a good indicator. Okay. And in Malaysia, if you look at the data, renewable energy capacity in Malaysia, we can see that from 2012 to 2019, it has a trend of increment. And we can see the blue one is a large hydro, and also the solar, the yellow one, you can see the capacity is increasing as well, which is a good indication. And the target in 2035, 40%, and 2050, 70%, the target to accumulate the renewable energy capacity in Malaysia as compared to the conventional, the power plant. All right, so this is the target, okay, from renewable energy share 2025 and also renewable energy share 2035. So this is the target according to the technology, biogas, biomass, hydro, and so on. Okay, so this is overall perspective in Malaysia where we have a lot of renewable energy, good potential, especially on the large scale solar, the yellow one. And on the right side there is the some of the renewable energy site in Malaysia. Okay, and then another things that can be considered is microgrid technology. Microgrid technology, where the system has a renewable energy installed close to the customer. So therefore, if the grid unable to supply the power due to fault, the system it can have able to energize the load. The load here referring to the customer, our houses, building. So this is the advantage of a microgrid. So there are a lot of advantage of microgrid. Okay, if you look here on the left side, so one of the reason why microgrid has been developed is when there is a lot of renewable energy. So this renewable energy able to supply the load close to the load without the grid. If anything happen, disconnected, the microgrid should be able to operate. And that's why it's stated it able to increase the system reliability. Okay, and if you look at the smart grid, smart grid has been maybe a hot topic in the past 10 years, and in fact it has been implemented around the world, where the system is become more clever, intelligent, and adaptive with the changes surrounding it. And therefore, for smart grid, we need a lot of smart smart meters to monitor, and also smart appliances so that it able to control, for example, in terms of controlling the performance or the operation of the appliances. So smart grid, it can be from, we can look at the from small perspective of a large perspective as a power system. Okay, so in Malaysia, of course, Malaysia TMB they already done the smart grid strategies. For example, smart meter is one of the strategy to make the system smart so that the user able to understand what is their usage and able to control their usage. And there is a one project in Melaka, smart grid project, a demo project that has been sponsored, funded by the UNIDO, okay, and also supported by TNB. Okay, and in this project, the target is more to reduce the CO2 carbon emission. So if you look at the impact of two power system, the climate change, when the climate change, it will produce a natural disaster, okay, and it will impact the operation of the power system. So here is some example of the event that causing a lot of disaster. For example, if you look here, the latest one, the big one is in 2021. This is during the Texas blackout, during the very extreme weather, very cold weather. So some of the power plants shut down. And because they are very focusing on the wind energy, the wind energy at this time also shut down due to very cold weather. So this is in Malaysia, okay, floods. So in 2014, approximately 100 million cost due to this flood. Okay, so you know that when flood happen, some of the substation here, for example, in these figures, this photo is submerged. So of course, some of the equipment need to be cleaned up, or some of it becomes spoiled, so need to be replaced. So you can see the impact is very huge. Many area need to be shut down. Okay, so in order to face the challenges of climate change, especially during the disaster, we need to make sure that this overall system, the valve system, to be resilience. Resilient meaning should be able to face the challenges of this climate. So this is some of the way where we need to make it the grid stronger and bigger and also smarter. However, to make it smart, it and also if you want to hardening in terms of strengthen, it is costly. So therefore, the best way is to combine the two strategy where we try to make it strong, but at the same time also we make it the system overall to have smart, so that we have a lot of data to be analyzed and the system can be managed well. So this is the characteristic of a resilient system. Robustness, okay, should be strong during the disaster. Resourcefulness, I mean that there should be a lot of data that can be used to manage disaster. Rapid recovery should be fast, and adaptability. Adaptability meaning it should be able to learn lesson when it happened. So the next time when it happen, it should be able to learn from the past experience to make it more stronger. So usually to understand the power system resilience, usually people will look at this curve. So basically when disruption happen, okay, here, the system will degrade, mean the performance will degrade. The system is that it will try to resist and absorb the impact, and it will recover quite fast as compared to the conventional one. Yeah. Right. So from the observation, we can see that when disaster happen, we will understand that the system should be able to react with the changes. It should be able to adapt with the changes, surrounding changes. Therefore, actually, there are a lot of research that can be conducted in terms of making the system to be more resilient. System here, I'm referring to the power system. For example, this is just a general research area. For example, if you look at the microgrid, you can study on term of the placement and sizing of the microgrid in term of renewable energy placement. And also it will also involve the operational and control, whereby when disaster happens, some part of the system unable to work, therefore the other part should be able. So this will involve the coordination and control. And nowadays also energy storage is become important factors as well. System configuration and protection. So this is, for example, we look at the network reconfiguration. Okay, I will give one example later. And also the how the system can restore after the disaster, how it will restore. Okay, and also this the protection system should be adaptive, meaning should be able to adapt with the changes that happening surrounding it. Another area, communication, monitoring, and data mining. This we can say it's related to smart grid, where a lot of information, data available that can be analyzed, can be measured in order to make the system more effective and ready to take any challenge. And another things that very important is to model the catastrophic events, to model, also to predict, because the event, it is sometimes we do not know when it happens. Suddenly it happened. So there must be a way how at least we can understand when it happened, how bad it will impact the overall system. So this is involved the modeling catastrophic event. So there's a lot of statistic. We can use a Monte Carlo simulation, prediction, reliability analysis. So this is some example research, potential research area, and it is not necessary in power system because it involve electronic as well, communication. Okay, so if you look at the smart distribution system, okay, a little bit more detail in power system. If you look on the right side, this is the grid, and down there is all the network. So some example is like islanding detection. When the system disconnected from the system, how does the system down here in distribution know that it happened and immediately take action? And then from that, microgrid formation. Microgrid formation, once the grid disconnected, the system should be able to make a decision to form a microgrid, and it should be able to operate without the grid support. Then islanding operation. Okay, islanding operation meaning here the system disconnected from the grid. And then another issue is that when this happen, maybe the some of the renewable energy here unable to supply the load due to this capacity of the renewable energy itself. So the load may be more than that. So we need to do a load shedding. This is just illustration. Okay, this is an example of the work that has been conducted by my PhD student. The topic is enhancing power distribution system resilient against urban flash flood using hierarchical combination of Monte Carlo technique and reinforcement learning. So in this project, we got a good support from the TMB distribution. We visit some of the substation to see the flood, the mark of the flood. Okay, so basically in this work, we want to analyze how the flood movement. Secondly, we want to know when the flood happen, how we can predict the the load that will be lost. So the first part we are using, we want to predict the height of the flood using historical data, where we using curve fitting technique here. We model it. So from this equation, we're able to estimate if the rainfall here, how many millimeter, we will know the flood depth. We can predict the flood depth. Okay. So this one has been validated using the actual flood data 2001 and 2003. Then that from that we are creating the distribution fitting. Okay, I will not go detail. So this is example of the simulation that has been conducted using 118 bus system. Okay, and we are using Monte Carlo simulation. So the Monte Carlo simulation is used to get the distribution of the rainfall in the system. It is governed by the Malaysian environment, governed by the Malaysian rainfall data. So example, in this case, we have F1 until F4. So this is where the red one is where the heavy rainfall. Okay, and then we are using the we are using the reinforced learning to predict the movement of the flood. Okay, so I will not go detail. So this is, for example, F1 is where the flood start to happen. So it will move. It will move to certain areas. So from that, we'll know which substation will be affected, and from that we know how many load will be affected due to disconnection. Okay, F2 example. So that's the area. F3. Okay. And then we try to validate the simulation work with actual event in RTM Malaysia area. So we visited the area. We want to know during the flood how it happened, and also the height of the flood. So this is the area where we expected actual location. Then we are using the Google Arc and also GPS visualizer to get the contour of that area. Then from that, we'll see that this is the red one is where the rainfall is very high, and the location exactly it is moved to the substation here, and estimation 0.5 meter height. And we verified it with the actual mark at the substation, the flood, which is 0.5 meter, close to 0.5 meter. Okay, so this is about the how to predict the flood movement in around the substation. And another work we have done a work on network reconfiguration. Okay, we are using the actual UST Malaya distribution system 11 kV system. Okay, so this is the actual network in UM. Okay, so basically we give suggestion to the um, UM to change the configuration. So this is the original configuration, and then we change the switch, one pair of switches, so that the load will be close to the incoming. And this is the changes. So after the changes, okay, we did it in 2020. Um, we changed in August, and then we can see that by doing this, we can reduce the electricity bill quite significantly, around 44,000. And if we calculate with these changes, the carbon emission that we reduce is quite significant, 8,000 per month. So because when we change the setting, the network reconfiguration, we try to reduce the power losses. We try to reduce the power losses. As a result, the bill reduce, and also at the same time we reduce the carbon emission. Okay, so to conclude my presentation today, so I have explained that from the presentation we see that power system, and when we say power system is related to electricity generation, it has a significant role to support Sustainable Development Goal initiative, mainly Goal 7 and 13, clean energy, efficiency. Okay, and we see that by installing or connecting the renewable energies into the power system, it will improve the reliability. We reduce the dependency on the conventional power plant, and at the same time, the load will be close to the generation through the renewable energy. And thirdly, I have talked about the power system resilience. So it is very important for us to find a way how to ensure that the system able to operate as much as possible during the flood, for example. Because in Malaysia mainly it's flood. But in other country like US, they have hurricane that destroy the structure of the transmission line. And in this area, what I learned from the research of the first research, actually, um, it will involve a lot of expertise. Actually, not only electrical, but uh, like flood movement, the topography. Actually, this is related to civil engineering and geography. And like flood prediction, if you have a lot of data, we can use artificial neural network, deep learning to do the estimation when it will happen, for example, and how high is the flood. Okay, so I think this is my conclusion, and anyone who interested to collaborate or have discussion, you are free to contact me. This is my details. All right. Okay, thank you very much for the attention given.
All right, thank you for your sharing, Professor IR Dr. Hazli. Your talk was truly enlightening, and it has inspired us to think critically about the vital role of power systems for empowering sustainability and climate action. And now we would like to open to the floor for the Q&A session. And with me, now I have one question from Muhammad Izan from in the YouTube. The question is, are you ready, Prof?
Okay.
Professor? Regarding renewable energy, I remember some hydro dam constructions causes damage to the environment. So the question is, which renewable energy is environment friendly? So the floor is yours, Prof.
Okay, so thank you for the comment. So siapa nama tadi?
Muhammad
The
Izan.
Okay, Muhammad Izan. So thank you for Muhammad Izan for the comment. So yeah, it's true, when we develop the big hydro, of course, it will affect the environment. But in terms of long run, actually, it is more beneficial, because big hydro, it can sustain a long time. But nowadays, I think the best way, we have a lot of also the mini hydro, mini hydro where the impact is very minimum because it will not change the surrounding. Okay, for example, if the big hydro, you need to some of the area need to be flooded, to cater. But if a small hydro, it is very doable, and also the impact is very minimum. And this is more on the hydro. But if we look here nowadays, in Malaysia, maybe the more aggressive active renewable energy, we can see it is solar lah. Solar in the more photovoltaic, whereby a lot of solar is being installed at the housing area as well. So that's my comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof, for the answer. It's such a very clear and concise answer. And we have one more question. Okay, let me read. What strategies or adaptations do you believe are crucial for power system to cope with the challenges posed by rising temperature and climate change? The strategies or adaptation which is crucial for power system to cope with the challenges. Prof.
Okay, all right, thank you. So if we look at the, remember from the presentation, the most impactful in terms of causing the CO2 emission is from the power plant, the conventional power plant. So that's why nowadays the government, if you know that it has been decided not to allow any new development of power plant based on coal. And beside the renewable energy installation at the power system, actually we need to look also in terms of the efficiency. Okay, because if the system is efficient, for sure the usage will be effective. We will not wasted the energy, and everyone actually not only at the system level, but actually as an individual, everyone need to play a great role. Okay, for example, at the houses, when we use electricity when needed, but sometimes the challenge with our kids, when they on the light, they keep on the aircon, they didn't switch off. But we need to educate ourselves, and also start at our family lah, in my opinion. So you can imagine that if everyone play their role, for sure the energy will be used effectively, and it will reduce actually. Because sometimes we not really need to have a lot of electricity, but because our negligence, we not really taking care it. So in my opinion, everyone as individual they need to play a role, because the government already play their role in terms of energy transition. So now we are, as an individual at our home, we need to play a role. So if everyone play the role, for sure there will be a great reduction in terms of the electricity usage, and it also help to make our environment clean. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Prof, for your explanation, and it was very helpful. And we have another third question. Do you believe hydrogen or methanol holds greater potential to contribute positively towards mitigating climate change? Okay, Prof. Please unmute your microphone.
All right, sorry. Okay, so the question is about hydrogen. Yeah, so we can see that now there's a lot of state, especially if you look at from the news, especially Sarawak, they want to be the hub of the hydrogen, the energy storage of the Asian in terms of hydrogen. Because hydrogen actually is more cleaner, but the challenge at the moment is how to produce it in terms of large scale, because it involves the electrolysis, so it need to have the anode and cathode, so that the material consumed, and also the electricity to do the electrolysis. And so unless if the hydrogen is produced from the renewable energy electricity, so this one is possible. But I think if you look at the trend, many of the country in the world, they are also looking in terms of the hydrogen, because the effect is in term of it's a clean. I mean, when it's being processed or being used as energy, it will produce a water, for example, kan? So it is more cleaner. But the problem now, how to produce it in a large scale, and also how to store it. So if this challenge has been addressed well, I'm sure hydrogen can be a good alternative of energy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Prof, for your precise answer. And is there any more question on the floor? I believe there is no more from the Facebook, from the YouTube. All right. If there is no more further question, we would like to move on to the next session, which is a 5-minute short break. And by the way, if we have more question after this, please feel free to send the question to Prof email. I think the email will be provided at the chat box later. I hope so. Okay, once again, thank you, Prof, for your talk, and I hope we can see you again next time. Thank you, Prof. And to all the participants, thank you for your question. So before we move on to the next agenda, let's take a break for 5 minutes, and we will back at 4:05 p.m. Malaysia time to continue with the event. Thank you.
Hi, do you know why we should engage with IEEE Young Professionals early in our career? Well, what is IEEE Young Professionals and how can it help us? IEEE Young Professionals is an international community of enthusiastic, dynamic, and innovative members and volunteers. Any IEEE member can be a young professional, and any member who received their first professional degree within the last 15 years is automatically considered a YP. Now, IEEE Young Professionals is bigger than you may think. It is one community in 10 regions across 183 affinity groups and more than 120,000 members around the world. So, why should we engage with IEEE Young Professionals, you ask? It is a place to connect and network with other professionals, enrich our career and personal lives, and participate in social events and activities. We can participate in many professional networks such as IEEE Collaboratech, IEEE email account via Google Apps, and take part in local meetings and online activities such as conferences and job fairs. We can also access the IEEE Center for Leadership Excellence for on-demand content. This really is an excellent resource to equip us with professional development skills. The benefits go on and on, particularly for young professionals early in our career as well as students. We can enhance our technical skills by accessing eBook Classics, IEEE Member Digital Library, Spectrum and Potential Magazine, IEEE Explore, conferences, and more. Look, the bottom line is this. We can participate in exciting local events and global webinars for topics such as assessing emotional intelligence, fundamentals for leadership and ethics, heroes networking for engineers, survival guide for scientific writing, conflict management, negotiation tactic, and others. For all these great reasons, engaging with IEEE Young Professionals may be one of the best decisions that we can make in our personal lives and professional career development. That is why we should engage with IEEE Young Professionals. Hi, do you know why we should engage with IEEE Young Professionals early in our career? Well, what is IEEE Young Professionals and how can it help us? IEEE Young Professionals is an international community of enthusiastic, dynamic, and innovative members and volunteers. Any IEEE member can be a young professional, and any member who received their first professional degree within the last 15 years is automatically considered a YP. Now, IEEE Young Professionals is bigger than you may think. It is one community in 10 regions across 183 affinity groups and more than 120,000 members around the world. So, why should we engage with IEEE Young Professionals, you ask? It is a place to connect and network with other professionals, enrich our career and personal lives, and participate in social events and activities. We can participate in many professional networks such as IEEE Collaboratech, IEEE email account via Google Apps, and take part in local meetings and online activities such as conferences and job fairs. We can also access the IEEE Center for Leadership Excellence for on-demand content. This really is an excellent resource to equip us with professional development skills. The benefits go on and on, particularly for young professionals early in our career as well as students. We can enhance our technical skills by accessing ebook classics, IEEE member digital library, Spectrum and Potential magazine, IEEE Explore, conferences, and more. Look, the bottom line is this. We can participate in exciting local events and global webinars for topics such as assessing emotional intelligence, fundamentals for leadership and ethics, heroes networking for engineers, survival guide for scientific writing, conflict management, negotiation tactic, and others. For all these great reasons, engaging with IEEE Young Professionals may be one of the best decisions that we can make in our personal lives and professional career development. That is why we should engage with IEEE Young Professionals.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the IEEE Young Professionals Climate Action Summit 2024. We'll proceed with our next technical speech, and we are super excited to have Associate Professor Dr. Ari Priharta from Indonesia as our next speaker. Let me introduce a brief overview of his portfolio for those who may not have had the opportunity to know more about Dr. yet. Associate Professor Dr. Ari Priharta is an Associate Professor at the Department of Electrical Engineering, Universitas Negeri Malang, Indonesia. He is the co-founder of the Center of Advanced Materials, Renewable Energy. His research focuses on PV optimization, communities through solar and pico-hydro projects. His minor interest is related with ultra-low solar power applications. Kindly extend a cordial welcome to Associate Professor Dr. Ari Priharta.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you listen my voice?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, thank you. Very good afternoon, everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah la hawla wa la quwata illa billah. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Amma ba'd. Thank you very much for the opportunity give it to me from the IEEE Young Professionals Climate Action Summit, and I tried to share my screen. Okay, all screen. Yes. Before I continue,
Is it okay, Prof?
can you see my screen?
Still not yet.
Huh?
Yes. Now, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So should I use the full screen or just?
I think now is okay already. You can present now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I will share something like Indonesians always been said. It's called pantun. Simply from Indonesia to Malaysia. The previous professor from UM Malaysia and I'm from UM Indonesia. And today I'm going to be present the solar power for social empowerment, bridging the gaps in rural and MSME development for climate actions. And this is a bit a simple talk. I hope you can enjoy my talk. This is my university, and we have one of our project here, but this is not part of this speech today. I just want you to know where University of Malang is take place. And this is my outline of my speech. Introduction to solar energy PV system motivations for bridging the gap in MSME, especially for Indonesia. And we're going back to the global situations first, then go to Indonesia and Malang City, especially for the case. I saw the method for analyze and some preliminary project and results, also the conclusions. And we go to introductions. Why the solar energy? The world's going to interest with the solar energy because this energy is free and continue sign for another 4 billion years. Supply free solar energy in the process and almost 1.73 10 or 5 terawatts solar radiation continues to strike the earth, and only small of electricity is demand in the world is 2.9 terawatts, and we know the sunlight is green, so it preserves the environment from the carbon footprint. It can save your bill electricity, and the PV technology is advanced, easy to get worldwide, and supported by government, industry, and communities. A solar power system is customizable also and can be produced on the local basis. Let me explain a bit about the basic of the solar panel working, how it works. And this is, as we can see from this is the solar panel. When the photon from sunlight strike the surface of the panel, and it will react it and give the electricity to the load. And we go through the PV characteristic and models. This is the characteristic of PV photovoltaic panels, current versus voltage, and the current versus voltage under the temperature deviations. This one under irradiations change, and this is under temperature change. And one of the famous models is the single diode models that always being used for the lecture or research in many study about the PV cells. And I also have specified my interest in the method to guarantee the load achieve the maximum power is called MPPT. As we can see from here, the irradiations might change the curve of current versus voltage of the PV panels, and Also, the temperature also might change the characteristic of the PV panels. If we can see, they have the equations here, and you can see from a book or paper for a detail about the how to derive these equations. And the PV material and size. This is a solar cell. Solar cell will tie together to make a solar module and then become a solar system or PV array. There are three main material of the solar panel is the thin films, monocrystalline and polycrystallines. And about 90% of solar panel on the market today use either monocrystalline silicons or polycrystalline silicons. And we can see here, they have the size and the size. If we can, if we see the size of the solar panel, we will know the power output. The bigger size means that the bigger power output will produce by the same PV materials. And a tip to know about the efficiency. The commercially available PV panel average less than 10% in the mid-80s, but it increased to around 15% by 2015, and is now approaching 25% for the state-of-art modules, but is still in the state-of-the-art. Actually, in the practical situation, is can reach about 18%, as we tested in the Malang cities today. And the experiments PV cell and PV cells for niche markets such as space satellites, have achieved nearly 50% efficiency. But I never thought this part, because it's for the space satellites, and I stay far away from the stars. And here the type of PV system. We have actually a three type. They're on-grid, off-grid, and a hybrid. As I mentioned before by the professor from Malaysia, we can choose which type we want to install for our house or office or industry and commercial buildings. And usually in this case, we use the hybrid one for the small business in Indonesia, including the rural. What is the difference from this four type? The on-grid, we see on-grid, there is no need for battery, because when the sunlight is full in the surface of the PV system, they will produce electricity to the grid. While in the night, the grid will supply electricity to the load. And the off-grid, we have a battery, or like this one, the off-grid, the system will off to the grid. There is no connection to the grid. Is always in the rural or in the villas, bungalows, or something like that. And the hybrid systems require the generators and battery. Such as this is the mostly type of PV system used in household in Indonesia, including the small business.
Prof, excuse
Yeah.
me, sorry to interrupt. I think the view sharing is showing the presenter view right now. Could you please share the full screen setting, because they can't see that big. I think the size is quite small. So maybe can change at the present setting.
Wait.
Display
Sorry.
setting, if I'm not
Uh-huh.
mistaken. Then full screen.
In the Stream Studio. Okay, this one. Sorry.
And then you share your
Okay,
full screen.
it's
Oh,
okay.
it's still showing
It's
the
better
presenter view. I think you have to change the display setting at the top corner. Top corner
in the
there.
top corner of
Um,
the
after you press the share the full screen button.
in the StreamYard or this. Sorry,
Okay,
I
come again,
stop.
come again.
Uh-huh.
Okay, maybe when you share the screen, you can click the Windows screens sharing.
Okay, I press share screen. Share the screen. Window.
Yes.
Only my tool, right?
Uh-huh. Let's try.
And try. What about this?
Okay, and full screen. Sorry, Prof. Okay.
It's okay.
Once
It's
again.
okay. I try to full screen. Then
Okay.
I share like this.
Wait,
No,
wait. Not yet.
not yet.
Uh-uh.
Okay. Wait. What happened?
Do you have
uh,
a double screen, Prof, right now?
oh yeah, I
I
have a double screen.
I
Maybe because of
see.
that. Okay,
So
I
you have
moved
to
to
choose the
the.
second screen
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
you have to
What
select the
about this
second
one?
screen. Not yet. Full view, not yet. Full view.
This full view.
Uh, Full screen, not full screen yet.
Uh,
Share
like
entire
this one.
screen. Not yet, Prof. I think you choose the first screen instead of the second screen. Can you choose the second screen?
The second screen from my screen.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I just take off my second screen. Maybe
Okay.
will be okay. Uh, okay. Is it okay now?
Okay, try, Prof. Share screen again. Not yet. Sorry for the technical issue, guys. Okay, Prof.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
could
It's
you please?
okay. I never used this before.
Okay, it's okay, Prof.
No,
Oh wow.
but it's
Um.
have a trouble.
Okay, then you can project your PowerPoint. Open your PowerPoint and full screen share. I think yes, you can do like that.
Like this one? Not yet?
Not yet. Can you please share again, Prof? Once again,
There again.
and open up your PowerPoint.
Just whole screen or only window?
You can choose
Only window
either
or
one. Only window better, yeah.
only window? Okay. It's okay?
Not yet. Okay, and then full screen.
Which which
At the bottom corner, bottom right corner.
already?
Already. I think.
Already. Oh no. This one. Okay.
Can you please
It's okay now?
press the button? Have you pressed the full screen button? No. This is like presenter punya view. Yeah, bottom
Oh,
right.
their screen.
Slideshow, bro. Slide
Yes,
share.
I do the slideshow. This one in my system already slideshow.
Okay, then press the slide show button at the top.
It's okay already.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
I think we can try another way. Entire screen, share entire screen, Prof. last choice.
Okay. Share screen, share screen,
And then
share
you
entire
higher,
screen.
and then you open up your PowerPoint.
Okay. Then I open my PowerPoint.
Mm.
Okay.
And then share a slide share.
Full screen
Not
first or slideshow? Full.
wait.
If I have full screen, I cannot slideshow.
Slideshow.
If I slideshow, I cannot full screen.
Oh, wow.
How to do this?
So, yes. Now then, okay. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, bro.
Uh,
Thank you so much. Let's proceed.
sorry, it's okay. So let's continue from here. Then, eh? But I cannot control my screen.
Is it okay?
I cannot control my screen now.
Maybe you can press the arrow button.
Yeah. Now you can see
PV system type.
TV system type.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I skip this one because the time.
Okay.
Then the balance of system. You can see this?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the balance of systems required when we going to install the PV panels. It's just like the inverter to convert DC power from PV panels to the load, junctions, bulb, and connector, everything like this, and the charge controller. And my students have many research about this charge controller, especially for NTPT method since today. And the motivations to help the MSME in Indonesia is for the SDG, of course, and we commit to the net zero in 2050. And we go back to the energy consumption statistic in the world and focusing to the there is the biggest global energies came from the fossil fuels. I think it's already mentioned by the previous speakers. Then the share electricity total final energy consumption is remains stable at 20.4% at 2022. And taking part in the commitment of zero carbon is must. And we're going to the electricity in Indonesia, the populations. This one, we have 279 million people live in Indonesia, but the growth rate of GDP is up when the President Jokowi become president in Indonesia is going to rise again. Electricity installed capacity almost 81.62 gigawatts, and the consumptions per capita is 1,173 kilowatt hours. And we can see from the energy mix in Indonesia is have renewable energy only 30.09% in 2023. The electrification ratio is going rise up, but it's still losing about almost 1.37%. Actually, in 2023, I already get the 100% of electrification ratio, but we still have rural places that cannot be touched by the grid system. So that's why we need the PV systems installed in Indonesia. And Indonesia government is targeting a national energy mix of 19.45%, 19.49%, sorry, in 2024 and 23% in 2025. And solar energy in Indonesia, because we are in equator, so we have a lot of very, very high resource of solar energy. That's why I'm very interested to research in the PV systems. And going to the small business enterprise in Indonesia, we have contribute the MSMEs contribute almost 60.3% of GDP in Indonesia. So it's very important, especially during COVID-19 pandemics have going significant trouble impact for the MSMEs. I think this is globally also, not in the micro, but in the microeconomics also. Then government initiates the academics and researchers for fastening the program to help the MSMEs. That's programs starting from 2020 to until today's continue. So in this presentation, I will show some of case that we built the very small PV system to help the small business in Indonesia to reduce the carbon footprint due to the genset in their daily productions. So this is Malang City in the East Java. Is not quite big, but the population is high, almost 1 million, and the emissions 2.55 tons CO2 per capita, and we have a common roof size for PV installations here is 20 meter square to 150 meter squares. And the populations compared to from Indonesians to Malang, this is the populations and MSME. We only have almost 8,000 small businesses in Indonesia. And from these geographical locations, it's very nice to build the PV panel with the 4.5 sun hours in average. Let me show you the product of the small business in Indonesia. So during the Joko Widodo as a president is going to rise up, and our project is here to help the aquaponics support their energy, change the use of genset to the PV systems. And we found the gap. And because of the limited time, I only saw part of this project, especially for the MSMEs. We didn't show the rural analysis here. And as we can see in these figures, the IQR reported that the Malang's pollution is going to yellow. That means that it's not good for our health. It's not only from these machines, but Malang so crowded because this is a student city. You can see in this picture, if you come to Malang, you will always face with these situations, especially in the 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. And the method for analysis the MSMA is multi-objective optimizations, which going to the techno-economic and social awareness for analysis. We use the multi-objective. I will introduce one of the our algorithm here is called QHBM, and then the a preliminary result for the multi-objective optimization. And this is the formulations. We will minimize the cost and benefits, optimize beside the social beneficiary means the maximum. If we model the optimizations, this is minimized, and minus is mean this maximize. And this is decisions variable, including the technical and social, also economic constraints of the PV systems. So we try these models of formulations and run it in the QHBM and compare fair with the existing algorithm. And the case study, this is the rooftop typical in Indonesia. We have townhouse like this one or this one, and the system install is 0.6 or 1.2. We have two cases to implement and to show to the world here. First of all, here is the QHBM. QHBM is a queen honeybee migrations, which is mimic the honeybee migration in the natures. If you want to see the complete, you can read my first paper about QHBM, and this like the other optimization, we set all variable here and then calculates for the pole selections and migrations journey, including the pole selections to the target and migration length, network factors, and finally update the queen positions. In this case, we have used a multi-objective, so we have a three decisions variables to analyze here. Then after everything is optimal compared to the baseline, we can show the result. So this is a big view of the queen honeybee, where the queens spread the scut in the egg sectors, including the cardinal directions here, and analyze which information is bigger. It's quite different than the artificial bee colony or bee colony. In the bee colony, they find the food source, but in the queen honeybee, the colony move to build a new hive. So that's the main difference idea of the previous bee colony algorithm. And it's, in nature, we can see the honeybee always moving. So it's quite close to the natures. And the equations is already mentioned there. And the situations to going select the maximum points, including the multi-objectives that use Pareto charts, and have a journeys migrations, considers this the optimal situations or optimal solutions is here. They will find out and going to try to find until finally we have a road for the journey of migrations from the beginning or initializations to the finals optimal situations. And this is the small 0.6 kilowatt peak and implement to the very small aquaponics of MMSC, and we collect data also using IoT. As we want to empowering the social community, we invite the communities to engage and to the solar advantage. And this one, from this case, we can get about here. And in the normally irrigations is right in here. And this is our PV output. And this is the sunlight irrigations. And the other is 1.2 kilowatt peak. Also in MMSC, you can see this is a pool, is for fishery, and the power is full of PV panel from the 1.2 kVp, and this is the per annum PV output and per annum average irrigations. And the optimizations result is like this. As we can see from the baseline, in the case one is the objective functions in the 100 iterations. We choose the small iterations for demo here because it is going to still under review in the paper. So I only saw a bit part of it. If you interest later, you can ask detail about this. And this is the baseline, and we use the QHBM, piezo, GWO, GA, and DA, both cases. And so that's the orange one is more better to the baseline here compared to another algorithm with the fair comparisons, of course. And the highest deviations for DE and the lowest is QHBM. GA and piezo pass the GA, but cannot be higher than QHBM. And the baseline results here so that the optimum number of battery capacity and benefit, self-sufficiency, community empowerment, and social acceptance. Also the climate mitigation shown here. Even the community want to share the social budgets about $1,000 or $5,000. The benefit for self-sufficiency, community empowerment, social acceptance, climate mitigations for 1.2 kilowatt peak are higher than 0.6. And this is the install cost versus capacity, and we use the penetrations 14, 18, and 20% in efficiency. So the rooftop and BOS or balance of systems need a place as sounds here. And this one from case one, and this is case two. And QSBN is the green one. Self-consumption and self-sufficiencies in the both cases, it's quite not a big difference. The self-sufficiency is almost the same in 20%. Then average safe bills for climate actions is sounds here. Energy mix at 0.2 kilowatt peak here, and we can save the bill about this and do the climate actions. As you can see in the climate matters I made by myself here, to show that the use of PV system, even in the small business, small house, is still can do for the climate actions. It's counted that 3MSME's community can reduce 1 ton of CO2. So the social empowerment simulates for the QSBM GWO, PSO, and GA brings the acceptable rate almost over 19%. That means that the Society of Aquaponics in Malang City accept the development of PV system, and they encourage to change the use of gensets or even the grid. They will replace for their pool that located far away from the city borders. And the optimal case is almost the same for these four algorithm. So I think the QHBM can be used for future development in the optimizations. And the conclusions: the multi-objective optimizations demonstrate the social empowerment together with the techno-economic analysis. Social empowerment above 80% achieved in the both cases. The GWO shows 1% more MSMEs than QSBM. The minimum climate actions can due by the 3MSMEs to 1 ton of CO2. So I think it's a quite interesting to talk more about this in the limited time. You can ask me in this email or you can ask the community. But before that, I think we still have a time, so I just saw the another project, but it's not located in Malang City. Actually, this project taking place in 5 cities to represent the MSMEs in Indonesia and do running the multi-objective optimizations, which is research funded by the governments. Now I still find the PhD students, maybe the young IEEE will want to join my lab later. But this project is really impact to the communities. So it's a small project, but it's distributed, but its quantity is high. So even the small number with high quantity, it will do the climate change. So the power of people will reduce the carbon footprint to the world. And this is the other project, still very small because in the small applications, but we also do that for the boarding school. In Malang City, we have hundreds of Islamic boarding schools, and some of their buildings don't have electricity because some of technical problems. So they ask us to install some panel for their daily activities, including reciting Quran and everything. cooking, also for fishery, because they must support their students, which is live there to reduce the cost for living in the Islamic boarding school. And this is another project also. We always gain with the community after the project. And I show you this. This is the real project. So you can see the picture is moving, right? And this is a quite big hiker. This is also from for boarding school. This is placed in border of Malang City. So the problem is the electricity, the grid from PLN, the electricity grid company in Indonesia, cannot enter the building of Islamic boarding schools here. So they asked our campus to build the 5 kilowatt peak for the daily activity in the boarding schools. And this is a more bigger project, 15 kilowatt peak on the UM campus, including the educates. I'm sorry, I forget to take the picture. Here I have two side, and this side also have a panel installations in near to my lab. And this is Malang City. You can come to Malang if you have a time and the reference. Sorry for the technical situation, so I lost my time counting in my second screen. But never mind. If you have questions, I give it back to the host, Dr. Mardiati Muhammad Yunus.
Yes, Prof. Thank you so much. Warm
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you so much, Prof. An interesting presentation. And then we appreciate the time you took to speak with us today, Associate Professor Dr. Ari Priharta. A very nice project and impactful to the nation, inshallah. And your presentation also was very clear, and I'm sure the other participants also learned a lot from it. And it is very interesting to know more about solar power for social empowerment in rural and MSME development for climate action. So thank you again, Prof, for your sharing. And now we will open to the floor for any Q&A session. And as I can see here, we have two questions for you, Prof. Okay, let me read the question number one. Okay, Prof.
Okay,
Okay. Given
okay,
the
listen.
All right. Given the increasing adoption of bifacial PV modules, could you discuss the advantages and challenges associated with their implementation in solar energy projects? Additionally, what are recent advancements or innovations in bifacial technology do you find particularly promising for enhancing energy yields and overall performance? Okay, back to you, Prof.
Okay, for the bifacials PV panels, yes. Uh, According to the state of the art, is quite promising. But from my experience, the PV panel also bring the temperature impact. So they will decrease the performance of PV panels. For the bifacials, the temperature issue is quite big. So you must consider that before you implement for the practical situations. I think for modeling is okay, but in the practical we use, as for example, we try to use in the pool in the Situ Bondo, but the the how to say the sunlight back to the bottom face of the solar panel will increase the temperature rates, so decrease the performance of the PV system, and it's a quite higher cost in my project for community. It's not sweet the budget. So I think hope that can answer the question.
All right, thank you, Prof, for your explanation. We will go to the next question from Kesavan Ulaganathan. Dear Prof, what is the incentives given by Indonesian government for solar system implementation as end user as a green energy?
Yes, this is very interesting questions. Uh, Before 2021, the government gave the incentive for the electricity go to the grid, but they have a high debate until today. So the Ministry of Research and Technology, including the um, National Electricity Company (PLNs), stopped the incentive for now, for today, but is still in discussions in the parliament. I don't know, maybe for the future with the new presidents, it will going back to have the incentive for the electricities go to the grid. Ours, because we can provide a surplus of energy from our PV panel, not only the PV panel, also the wind power, the hydropower, and everything that's possible to make surplus energy and bring back to the grid. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Prof, for your concise and understandable answer. And we have last question. In your study, utilizing the Queen Honeybee algorithm, QHBA, how do you validate the performance of this system? Additionally, if another optimization algorithm were employed, would comparable result be expected? Okay, Prof.
Yes. For the first time of QHBM, I found the QHBM by myself. Uh, the term is queen, Q for queen, H for honey, B for bee, and M for migrations. As our experience in our lab use for MPPT algorithm, you can see my paper in the IEEE or Science Directs that use the QHBM. That's quite competitive for the another algorithm, such as GWO, gray wolf optimizations, or PSO, particle swarm optimizations. And sometimes, including all optimization algorithms have their own advantage and disadvantage also. But in the small cases, it's run better, run faster than the competitors. The QHBM can perform the optimal with a short time of computations. If you want to know about the QHBM more, you can type my name on IEEE or Science Directs. They use Ari Priharta QHBM, so we'll explain the QHBM. I also have the YouTube introductions for the QHBM if you want to know more about it. Thank you very much.
Wow, that sounds great. YouTube channel. What else? Google Scholar
I
and
can find in Google Scholar or IEEE also. Just
IEEE
type in the
also.
IEEE Explorer and type my name.
Yeah.
You can find the QSBM.
All right, sure, Prof. Okay, we have one last question. Let me read. Okay, from Julia Aisha. Hi, Prof. Ari. Thank you for the interesting sharing. One question, what are the key strategies and innovation that can be employed to ensure sustainable and inclusive growth in these communities? Strategies and innovation.
It's a quite big questions from Julia. Thank you for the question and attentions. That means you listen to my talk today. Thank you. In Indonesia, to perform the sustains grow in these communities, in the small business, actually, as I saw in the slide, the fact of MSME or the small business in Indonesia also called the home business. So the business run in home. Whole family will do the business together, but in the community, they also support it for the market, including the digital marketing after the COVID pandemics. And the government must be support to sustain for the communities. The first is government support, community support, and academic also and research support, and there build the community to grow their business while don't forget while preserve the environment. Okay, maybe that's answer the question. If you still have a view my answer, you can send the questions through email. Is okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ari Prihata. Thank you for your concise, understandable answer. Your explanation was insightful, and I believe it will aid the audience in gaining better understanding of the topic. And I think if there is no more question, we would like to proceed to the next agenda. And again, if you have more question after this, please feel free to send the question to Dr. Ari Prihata's email. And all right, that's all, Doctor. Thank you again for your informative presentation.
Okay.
See you again next time. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will resume our summit session now. And before we proceed, please don't hesitate to ask any question by typing them in the chat box. All right, now I would like to introduce our upcoming speaker, Dr. Siti Hasanah Osman. Dr. Siti Hasanah Osman obtained her master's degree at the University Gajah Mada, Indonesia, focusing on geology engineering. She obtained her PhD from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM, and was honored as the recipient of the Anugerah Emas 2023 award. During her PhD, her research was on the development of anode electrocatalyst for direct methanol fuel cells. Dr. Siti Hasanah Osman currently serves as a senior lecturer at the Fuel Cell Institute, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and her primary research focus is in the field of catalysts for fuel cells. Her research interests also include biomembrane, polymer technology, fuel cell, renewable energy, and advanced materials. And now, please give a warm welcome to Dr. Siti Hasanah Osman.
Hi, do you know why we should engage with IEEE Young Professionals early in our career? Well, what is IEEE Young Professionals and how can it help us? IEEE Young Professionals is an international community of enthusiastic, dynamic, and innovative members and volunteers. Any IEEE member can be a young professional, and any member who received their first professional degree within the last 15 years is automatically considered a YP. Now, IEEE Young Professionals is bigger than you may think. It is one community in 10 regions across 183 affinity groups and more than 120,000 members around the world. So, why should we engage with IEEE Young Professionals, you ask? It is a place to connect and network with other professionals, enrich our career and personal lives, and participate in social events and activities. We can participate in many professional networks such as IEEE Collaboratech, IEEE email account via Google Apps, and take part in local meetings and online activities such as conferences and job fairs. We can also
Hi, Assalamualaikum Dr. Hasanah. Welcome abroad. Maybe Doctor can unmute your microphone and start your slide sharing. Are you okay, Doctor? Or we need to take a break for a while, maybe? I'm sorry. Okay, I think maybe we need some break for a moment. Yeah, Doctor? Yeah, I think we need to take a break for a short moment.
Hi, do you know why we should engage with IEEE Young Professionals early in our career? Well, what is IEEE Young Professionals and how can it help us? IEEE Young Professionals is an international community of enthusiastic, dynamic, and innovative members and volunteers. Any IEEE member can be a young professional, and any member who received their first professional degree within the last 15 years is automatically considered a YP. Now, IEEE Young Professionals is bigger than you may think. It is one community in 10 regions across 183 affinity groups and more than 120,000 members around the world. So, why should we engage with IEEE Young Professionals, you ask? It is a place to connect and network with other professionals, enrich our career and personal lives, and participate in social events and activities. We can participate in many professional networks such as IEEE Collaboratech, IEEE email account via Google Apps, and take part in local meetings and online activities such as conferences and job fairs. We can also access the IEEE Center for Leadership Excellence for on-demand content. This really is an excellent resource to equip us with professional development skills. The benefits go on and on, particularly for young professionals early in our career as well as students. We can enhance our technical skills by accessing eBook Classics, IEEE Member Digital Library, Spectrum and Potential Magazine, IEEE Explore, conferences, and more. Look, the bottom line is this. We can participate in exciting local events and global webinars for topics such as assessing emotional intelligence, fundamentals for leadership and ethics, heroes networking for engineers, survival guide for scientific writing, conflict management, negotiation tactic, and others. For all these great reasons, engaging with IEEE Young Professionals may be one of the best decisions that we can make in our personal lives and professional career development. That is why we should engage with IEEE Young Professionals.
All right, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with the next session, there is a few announcements will be made. Okay, first of all, number one, please fill up the attendance form together with the feedback form by click the link provided at the chat box. Okay, to all the participants, okay, viewers can go to the link at the YouTube channels of IEEE Young Professionals and also Facebook IEEE Malaysia, and you can get your e-certificate. All right, the e-certificate will be given to all the attendees. So please provide correct full name and your email address for the e-certificate purposes. All right. So there's a few announcements from me. We're still waiting for Dr. Hasanah to be ready for the next presentation. I hope you can bear with us still. Hi, Dr. Hasanah. Assalamualaikum. Are you okay there?
Thank you.
All
Hi.
right.
A great afternoon for our MC today. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, Doctor. There's a bit delay on the line. I think the connection is not so good, but maybe you can
Yes,
try
see, shall we start?
slowly, slow and easy. Yes, please. You can share your screen now, Doctor. Okay, slide sharing. Still, I can't see the slide.
Okay.
Are you okay, Doctor?
Can see my slide?
Not yet. Okay, it's coming.
See my slide? Are you here?
Yes, I'm hearing you, and the slide is still loading.
Are you here?
Maybe it takes a... Yes, I hear you,
Yes.
Doctor.
Okay.
Very well.
Okay,
But
right
the
now?
slide a bit loading, a bit delay. I can't see the slide yet. Okay, then I can see the slide. The
Very
floor
well,
is
okay.
yours,
Alhamdulillah,
Doctor.
syukur.
Please welcome.
A bit delay. Not see yet. Not see yet, eh? Now? How about now?
You can present now, Doctor. Please.
Can I start now?
Dr. Hasanah? Yes, please, Doctor. Yes. Doctor, you can start now. Can you hear me? I think you cannot hear me.
Okay.
Okay.
Can.
All right. You can please start
So,
sharing now.
so I can start now?
But Doctor, your slide is not at the full view yet. Can you press the full screen button?
It take time a bit.
Yep.
Still loading from my part.
Yeah. Same like me. It's okay. Take your time.
Okay. Clear right
All
now?
right. Yes. Yes. Please.
Clear? Can see
Yes.
right now?
Yes, Doctor.
Alhamdulillah,
Please.
syukur. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Can I start? Okay. Alhamdulillah, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Alhamdulillahillazi binikmati tatimmatus salihat. Thank you for this opportunity, especially for IEEE for inviting me for today. And our MC just a wonderful MC for this afternoon. And I'm Dr. Sidah Sarahmati Osman from Institute Selfuel University Kebangsaan Malaysia. Today my presentation was we want talking about the direct methanol fuel cell (DMFC) technologies, current issues, and future development. Okay, basically this is our content that we want to discuss for this wonderful afternoon. Okay. As the world population continue to grow, the production of energy from fossil fuel is also expected to increase. However, the amount of fossil fuel that can be used is also diminished, making it extremely difficult to mankind to meet energy demand. Current global also disaster phenomena from increasing of fossil fuel. Basically, in the entire screen, we can see the enhancement of natural disaster can be caused by climate change, and since 1880, our global temperature is increased from 0.8 degrees Celsius, and it is result from carbon concentration, and 76% caused by fossil fuel. And currently, we can see the impact of climate change itself, disturbing our health, source of food and shelter especially. And focusing on the renewable energy, this is best time for us exploring the shifted the development of energy, which is clean, affordable and relevant regarding on that representing direct methanol fuel cell is the solution, which is direct methanol fuel cell have introducing high energy power density, easy of fuel storage and handling, operation in low temperature and low emission of pollution. Also simplicity design, which is small of stack. We can see this some configuration about the direct methanol fuel cell itself. Are you guys, you all with me right now? Okay. So we can more explore about the direct methanol fuel cell itself. Okay, basically it is this is the basic operation of direct methanol fuel cell. In direct methanol fuel cell, it is have three compartment important, which is catalyst, membrane, which is catalyst is present of anode. I repeat again anode, and in anode we have platinum iridium, membrane, then cathode. The layer of this like a sandwich. We can see middle and the break the other side. Am I right? Okay. So with the methanol operation, in direct methanol operation, we can go get the methanol oxidized from anode here, this anode, and go to the cathode, can produce carbon dioxide. The electron and proton. Only the proton can flow at this membrane and to cathode. Then electron are transferred from cathode. When the proton to the electron, we can get the current. Then for example, let we for the so direction. Okay, next. In direct methanol fuel cell, it is have two, which is acidic and alkaline. It is basically the cell fuel in DMFC. We recall back what we have studied in form 5. Form 5 is if form 5 in in chemistry, but in chemistry in subtopic electrochemistry, I think in chapter 4. a bit like that lah. Chapter 4 for previous my study. So if you all in science, especially in engineering lah, in engineering right now, we can if I show this compartment, you all will recall. Oh, I recall this. I see this in previous. So in previous, we just okay. I'm just study for my SPM. So just a bit. But in my expert right now, I go deep about the electrochemistry, and electrochemistry in become to DMFC operation in cell fuel. In other cell fuel, it is much deep go the study is DMFC, direct methanol fuel cell. It is have two subtopic, which is in operation in acidic and the others operation in alkaline. What is different acidic and alkaline? For acidic, it is proton to anode to cathode. We see here anode to cathode is acidic, but in alkaline is reverse. So cathode to anode and hydroxide, iron hydroxide is transfer. It is different. When we call about the acidic, we in our mind is proton. When we call alkaline, in our mind is hydroxide. So the reverse. Okay, you got you all of you can get what the different, what is basically the DMFC, type of DMFC. If yes, you can say yes. Yes, doctor. Okay. So this is comparison of acidic and alkaline. In acidic, for previous we study in acidic in form 5 in acidic. So we don't go through about the alkaline. So in right now, it can be both, which is acidic and alkaline. Both of them have advantage and disadvantage in their comparison. For acidic, we can get the totally high power density compared to the commercial. Then catalyst, we use the catalyst and membrane that commercial is available. Then higher conductivity and start up quickly. How it is can start up quickly? We can discuss after this. I feel you all wow, amazing about the MFC, am I right? Okay. So regarding on disadvantage of acidic, the MFC, this is high production due to the cost of membrane because we use the membrane and catalyst that commercial, am I right? So it is, and the other, it is easy to catalyst poisoning for acid bite and alkali bite. We can have advantage, especially it is higher catalytic reaction. It is fast reaction in alkali, but in is disadvantage, you know, we can methanol is part of alcohol. When the alcohol is quite difficult to make alcohol and alkaline for fuel. Okay. So this is trending the MFC. What is the MFC that I called just now in alcohol? But the main thing is direct liquid fuel cell. Why liquid? Because methanol, ethanol, and some of alcohol are in liquid. Get it? Okay, I hope you all get it. The beginning of my presentation. Okay, in methanol, I've divided to several fuel, membrane, catalyst, system design, and modeling. We have right now Python. So Python also can use in modeling, and it is can be used in direct liquid fuel cell. It is quite amazing lah about the direct methanol fuel cell. We just go. It is for your information. It is step by step when we our process when right now from baby, child, and go to school and go to university and Congo. It is also same with the direct liquid fuel cell. Indirect liquid fuel cell have alcohol. In alcohol and alcohol, what type of alcohol we use, methanol or any what? Then in other in that we can use every compartment to study in details. But in my expertise is direct liquid fuel cell, of course in methanol, then go to catalyst, then catalyst I go to the platinum, where this is anode and cathode right now that I said we use platinum. Okay, in platinum we only study about platinum, then we diminish the usage of platinum in direct methanol fuel cell. We use the support. In support also have several type of material to be studied. Right now, graphene is more trending to be studied. So my expertise in graphene, and I become more details in graphene aerogel. So this is advantage of direct methanol fuel cell, which is high energy density, compartment structure. It can be the structure, the compartment I will show right now. Just our a big thumb of our hand. Okay, so small fuel storage. It is dischargeable when it is like we have power bank to charge our handphone. It is also same function, but it is power bank. We use the dry battery, and for this we use methanol as a fuel. So instant recharging, then easy of manage and transport. We can go to anywhere just like power bank, but the difference is power bank dry, in it is liquid. So because we use methanol. Okay, then fuel, we can different between hydrogen and methanol. We can get the energy density a bit different, twice, double power in here. We get then can be used in wide range application. The MF, the cell fuel is safe, including in transportation, stationary, and portable. Then high energy conversion efficiency about to 60% regarding electricity and energy due to direct process mechanism. It is have mechanism in direct methanol fuel cell itself, and negligible noise pollution. Okay, so this is it is quite to the portable application like this that I said just now. And the MFC have two configuration, which is two feeding, passive cell and active cell. What is passive cell? It is natural diffusion and evaporation. We can go anywhere to bring the stack about the stack fuel cell and discharging. Okay, then what is active? It is used for fan and pump as cooler. It is big like stationary for use application. So next, okay, this is the MFC or configuration also. This is like I said just now. It is like a sandwich. See, this is gardenia. This is dish. You have chicken, ham, what else? Cheese, and then this is gardenia also. See like the sandwich, or you see like a kuih lapis, merah biru or red white. For the don't know about the kuih lapis, easy to understand. I said the sandwich. I know. Just now we have afternoon, our stomach also sing like hungry. So I show about you about the sandwich. What is have in this sandwich actually? Sandwich is just perumpamaan, acronym, but it is have name itself, MEA. MEA stand for membrane electrode assemble. In membrane here it has electrode, carbon cloth, catalyst layer, and membrane. So this is like from here, it is uh, the real one that we assemble in the stack. So this is process how to get this I'll get this, become this in reality. Okay, so it from okay, this is from just now. We have sandwich, the assemble, and where is to assemble? Where we assemble, we take the sandwich into here. So you can see this electrode connect to the current collector, what anything. This current collector, we can get the current when we charge, when we stack it together. Okay, so next, okay. Just now I said about the catalyst, am I right? Okay. Catalyst, when we said about catalyst, our mind is platinum or ruthenium. Based on what? Just now I said anode, membrane, cathode. So in anode and cathode, it must be have catalyst. What function of catalyst? Function of catalyst provide reduction region to produce energy. At anode, the catalyst significantly affect the fuel oxidation rate, and the cathode, the catalyst significant affect the oxygen oxidation rate. So this is different. So, but in platinum, significantly we just use 20% ruthenium, platinum ruthenium on Vulcan, and platinum black. It is for comparison. Okay. Okay. This is my example actually. Okay, this is our process to do the sandwich. I want to use the upper part, uh, upper part of catalyst for anode. This is the preparation. I use the microwave assist ethylene glycol reduction method. So next the expression process is electrode preparation, then dry some casting. So it is become black electrode. This is anode compartment. So we just now I said about the stack about our hand. Then this stack we just for real, in reality situation this is power bank, but in this situation I change the power bank with this stack, and tara, amazing. Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar. When get this fan moving, I feel like Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar. Nothing is impossible that God give us, that I must introduce, I must tell to all of you about the unique that all that God have to do, and we are nothing. We need to explore more about the miracle that God have give to us. Okay. Okay, next is membrane. What is membrane? Membrane is separate the fuel and oxidant, then prevent the fuel crossover, prevent also the electron transfer, and allow the proton and ion movement. It is important for without membrane, the proton cannot move from here to here. Then the bulb cannot also light up. So basically in the MFC we use the semi-permeable membrane, pure polymer membrane or composite membrane. For example, PTSA, PTFE. Normally we use the PTFE everywhere in our life. Am I right? Okay. So this is our laboratory team. Our team also study about the membrane. From here, we using the graphene also, because trending material right now using graphene. So we implement our trending material in DMFC. So in DMFC can be have catalyst, can be have some expert in polymer, can be used, can be study, can be collaborate, because the MFC is quite big category to easy to collaborate with direct methanol fuel cell and fuel cell itself. Okay, this is application that I just say before this. For defect for hearing, we can use this. Then the MFC car, the MFC scooter, the MFC material handling vehicle, and power cell, fuel cell power generation. We can just for currently we go to the fuel cell power generation to develop, to support the renewable energy. Okay, this is current issue right now that we must tackle in fuel cell itself. First is high cost of catalyst and high catalyst loading. Second, methanol crossover and cathode flooding. Then third is heat and water management. It is for here it is regarding significantly in membrane. Then cost and commercialization. Why cost and commercialization? Because back onto the first issue platinum itself. If platinum low in price, inshallah cost and commercialization can be easily tackled in industry. Okay, future development, we have 3 part, which is non-platinum based catalyst development, non-ion based membrane development, and future application of MFC. Whereas we right now go to the biomembrane, biocatalyst, we use the scum, we use the algae for membrane. So it is naturally to our life when we use the grass. Also can pineapple, apa, outcome of pineapple, banana. So it is just not only expert in banana, but extraction of banana can be used, can be applied in fuel cell. And applied in fuel cell, it is can be generate energy, especially electricity. Okay. Alhamdulillah. We know the IEEE is some organization, is one of the a big organization. When we have project, when after we have project, we paper it, become writing, and other people read our research. It can be, oh okay, this can be gap or from the others, can be full, can be end up with one point that what next what next I want to do about my research. So based on that, alhamdulillah, this is our team paper that published regarding on fuel cell. So okay, just for that, insyaAllah next week we have review paper berimpak. We support our renewable energy with IEEE. We produce the high impact paper. So with that, we have quality and standardize our research activity. Okay. So get in touch. This is my details for today. So okay, thank you. That's all from me.
All right.
Okay, our
Thank you,
host.
Dr. Hassana. Okay, thank you, Dr. Hassana Osman, for your nice presentation. We appreciate your informative and engaging presentation. especially on the development of fuel cell towards green energy by utilizing a fuel cell system with hydrogen as well. And the best part is it is aligned, indirectly aligned with the Sustainable Development Goal SDG 7 and 2, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, Doctor, which is supporting the National Green Energy Policy.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much, Doctor. And now we would like to open to the floor for the Q&A session. As I can see here, we have one question from Muhammad Izan. Okay, hi doctor. Besides the applications shown earlier, is the MFC limited to small scale projects, and are the big projects that use the MFC? When can students practice with the MFC? Okay, the floor is yours, doctor, to answer the question.
Okay, thank you Muhammad Izan. You are awesome. Basically, yes, the MFC are limited for small scale project, but currently we collaborate with the Petronas. We scale up the usage of direct methanol fuel cell, in the fuel cell. Actually, in fuel cell, have some that I said just now. We have methanol, we have ethanol. Then for direct methanol fuel cell is low temperature. For fuel cell, it is have high temperature. We can big project for the MFC when we collaborate to the high temperature. When we high the temperature, we can scale up the usage. Then it is practice to the our lab scale lah. Then when can student practice with the MFC? We can practice actually when we have stack. Just now I show the stack. We can bring everywhere. Just we need if like watch, we change the battery. In this, we recharge, we top up the methanol when the methanol is down with break. We top up the methanol, and the we can use in everyday application. Okay, that's from my side.
All right, thank you, Doctor, for your informative answer. And we have the second question from the floor. Okay, the question is, what is the difference between hydrogen and methanol? Okay, Doctor.
Alhamdulillah, syukur. Okay, are you hear me? Okay, actually hydrogen and methanol both of them are fuel, but the difference is hydrogen is water in pure gas, methanol in liquid. As I said just now, methanol alcohol in liquid. The main bit is direct liquid fuel cell. So methanol in liquid. So hydrogen produce water only. Byproduct we can use when hydrogen. Just remember, hydrogen can produce water, but for the other way, methanol can release some carbon dioxide when burn. This is different. Get it?
All right, thank you so much, Doctor, for your nice and
Okay. What?
informative
Okay.
presentation.
Can I?
Yes, yes, Doctor, yes. You want to add some more? Do you want to add some more, Doctor, for the answer? Is it enough?
Oh, no.
Okay. So we have the third question from Muhammad Fahmi. Let me read
No.
the question. Okay, Doctor, sure. So the question is, what strategies can be used to reduce?
I just want to answer that about
Okay, Doctor. Okay, let me read the
pada
question again.
MC.
Okay, let me read the question again. I take it slowly. So what strategies can be used to reduce the production cost of direct
Doctor,
methanol
okay?
fuel cells? Yes, yes. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Doctor? Are you okay? They have one more question for you. Okay. Doctor, are you okay there? Can you hear me? Okay. So the
Okay, Syed.
question from
Can you hear my voice right now?
yes, yes, yes. I can hear you very clearly, but a little bit delay. Okay, so we have one more questions from Muhammad Fahmi. Can you hear me, doctor?
Okay. What the strategy?
Can you hear me?
Okay, what the strategy is right
Yes.
now, we use the strategy is we use the bio. Huh? Okay, I answer the first one about the strategies. Strategies right now we use we use bio bio algae from biomaterial, especially like algae, like just now I said pineapple, banana, what else in our laboratory, uh, our scum padi, uh, carbonization, use that in uh, DMFC application. With that, it is can reduce the usage of platinum, whereas from 50% usage of platinum, we can use just 20%. That it is a bit higher from commercialization. Okay, get it my answer?
Yes, doctor. Yes.
Okay,
Okay. We have
next, what
one.
are the factor
Yes, question.
influence? Okay, I answered that already. What the factor influence the efficiency performance direct? Okay, actually many when we said about the factor influencing, just now I said the direct methanol in low temperature. When we said low temperature, how many? How much the low temperature itself? So currently we use about the 180 220 degrees Celsius to operate the direct methanol fuel cell, and how can be optimized for practical optimization. For practical, just now I said can you hear me? The step when we use can be commercialization and practical. We have stack then go everywhere. Okay, answer the
Okay,
question,
doctor.
am I right,
Yes,
Dr.
yes, yes.
Madiati?
Yes, doctor. Thank you so much for your answer. I think that's all for the Q&A session because we have no more other question. Okay, so here I would like to say thank you so much again, Doctor, and we appreciate your informative, engaging presentation. Dr. Siti Hasanah Osman, and I'm sure your insightful sharing for development of the fuel cell for green energy will fill up the knowledge gap and save the earth. Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Hasanah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I end up the session, there is again, I repeat the announcement. Please fill up the attendance form together with the feedback form by clicking at the link provided in the chat box. So the e-certificate also will be given to all the attendees. So please provide correct full name and email address for the e-certificate purposes. And finally, we have come to our last event for the IEEE Young Professionals Climate Action Summit. I'm Dr. Mardiati Muhammad Yunus from Unicel. Would like to apologize for any flaws while handling this ceremony. I would like to extend our gratitude to the program chair, TS Dr. Nur Ropida Bujal from Polytechnic Sultan Ahmad Shah Polisas Kuantan, Pahang, Malaysia, and to all the organizers for making this summit a success. So we have covered a diverse range of topics today, including a technical talk on the vital role of power system for empowering sustainability and climate action, a technical talk on the solar power for social empowerment, bridging the gap in rural and MSME development for climate action. And last but not least, by Dr. Hasanah, the technical talk on development of fuel cell for green energy. I hope you found this summit insightful and valuable in expanding your knowledge and building connection within the industry. And again, don't forget to follow the IEEE Young Professional Malaysia Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel for the upcoming interesting events. You can just search for IEEE YP, IEEE Malaysia on the social media platforms. Thank you again for attending today's sharing, and we hope to see you again next time at the IEEE Young Professionals future events. Thank you again and goodbye. Assalamualaikum.